Now, his submission to the National Dialogue Committee has elicited debate in the country. This has to do with the extension of the presidential term limit from 5 years to 7 years. That has been debatable. You know? A lot of people have been having different things to say in regards to that. Tonight here on the Bottom Line KE, we speak to Senator of Nandi, that is Samson Cherargei, on his submissions to the National Dialogue Committee, which has concluded its hearings today, and also some of the things that he is proposing. For example, that all bills be approved in the Senate before they are debated in the National Assembly. That and much more on the program tonight. Start engaging us on our socials. Satamoy Brian, that is on Twitter at Lookuptv. The hashtag we are using tonight is the Bottom Line KE. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we do welcome your feedback on those particular social platforms. I'll be sampling some of your feedback as we continue the program tonight. Do tell us where you are watching us from and what you think about the stories we are running today, and also our conversation later on. Do you support the extension of the presidential term limit here in the country? The highlights tonight.
On the Bottom Line tonight, parents storm Cherargei Girls' School in Kakamega after nearly 100 students were admitted to hospital with leg paralysis. Also tonight, Kenya Kwanza and Azimio coalitions differ on auditing of the 2022 presidential election results at the bipartisan talks. President William RUTO directs all ministries to cut their 2023-2024 expenditure by 10% amid tough economic times. And a controversial proposal that seeks to increase the presidential term limit and protest against the dialogue team. Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei speaks to Lookuptv tonight.
All right, our sign language interpreter tonight is Josephine Ouko. All right, keep me company for the next couple of minutes. Now, nearly 100 students from St. Teresa Cherargei Girls High School in Kakamega have been hospitalized in several health facilities following an outbreak of a mysterious disease in the school that has left students with leg paralysis. Beatrice Kageha now reports.
Tuesday morning, parents and health officials stormed St. Teresa Girls High School in Kakamega County following an outbreak of an illness that is yet to be disclosed. The students are said to have suffered from knee pain, making it difficult for them to walk.
Wanafunzi walianza na shida ya kuumwa na miguu kutokea kwa magoti, alafu wakashindwa kutembea, hawatembei vizuri. Kutoka hapo wakapeleka kwa hospitali.
Reports from the school indicate that affected students have been taken to different hospitals in the county. Additionally, Kakamega County CEC for Health Bernard Wesonga has stated that samples from the affected students have been collected and are set for laboratory tests to determine what is ailing the students.
Tuko na wanafunzi 95. Kuna wanafunzi 20 wenye wako kwa hospitali ya Iguhu. Kuna wanafunzi 30 wenye wako kwa hospitali kuu ya Kakamega County, na tuko na wanafunzi 31 wenye wako Mukumu Mission Hospital, na tuko na wanafunzi 14 wenye wako Shibwe Hospital.
The Regional Director of Education, Jared Obiero, who early in the day held a meeting with parents, has urged them to exercise patience while assuring them that the affected students are being attended to fully.
We have all agreed that we are not taking our children home. They are going to be managed from here, and we are giving commitment together with the county government health department that we are tutaishughulikia. We are going to make sure that children are treated, they are taken care of, and we give information and corresponding messages to the parents as required.
Chukua sambuli ya damu, mikojo, kinyesi, kupeleka kwa laboratories za Kisumu na Kemri, Nairobi. Tunangoja matokeo yake kuanzia kesho, na ndio tujue hasa kiini ya hii ugonjwa ni gani.
Beatrice Kageha, Lookuptv.
Now, thank you, Kageha, for that particular report. Moving on, President William Ruto has given a directive that will see all ministries reduce their 2023-2024 expenditure by 10%. Ruto issued the directive during a cabinet meeting held at State House, Nairobi. And as Ian Kitani now reports, the move comes as the country continues to grapple with the harsh economic times witnessed across the globe.
With no light at the end of the tunnel, and as Kenyans continue to pay the price amid tough economic times, President William Ruto's administration has been on the spot over its spending, with many Kenyans questioning why the government would spend billions of money on avoidable things, top among them overseas trips. While chairing a cabinet meeting today, President William Ruto has ordered all ministries to cut their spending by 10% in the 2023-2024 financial year amid tough economic times, while emphasizing on the need for the ministries to exercise prudence in their spending, a move that is seen as an attempt to rescue an already leaking economy. The directive comes after the government also announced the restriction of delegations accompanying the president, his deputy, the first lady and the prime cabinet secretary on foreign trips, with the chief of staff further banning all non-essential foreign travels, including benchmarking and capacity building initiatives, in a bid to cut on unnecessary spending. The head of state also cautioned government officials who bypass the use of a unified payment system, while underscoring the importance of better oversight. In a bid to support farmers, the cabinet has approved the setting aside of 4 billion shillings to purchase maize from farmers amid the onset of El Nino rains, with the government noting the importance of supporting farmers in drying and storing their produce to mitigate post-harvest losses. As Kenya prepares to co-host the African Cup of Nations in 2027, the cabinet has today approved the construction of a new 60,000 capacity stadium, with the Kasarani, Nyayo and Kipchoge Keino stadiums handed to the military for renovations ahead of the Continental Showpiece. Ian Kitani, Lookuptv.
Now, thank you so much, Ian Kitani, for that report. Moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has put on spot 9 governors for prosecution of misappropriation of public funds. Speaking while appearing before the National Dialogue Committee on the final day of submission, as Stanley Gloria now reports, the commission also sounded a warning to those planning to loot El Nino emergency fund.
The EACC Commission has signaled to increase efforts in the process of curbing corruption in the country, indicating that so far it has 9 cases lined up against governors and is investigating more than 21 county bosses of public funds misappropriation.
The point we only want to demonstrate with this video, look at that citizen and the violence being visited upon him. A very sad day indeed for our republic.
EACC has further warned state officers who have lined to siphon funds from the El Nino emergency kitty, and now says plans are underway to ensure all the processes are duly followed to nab any ill plans. Submissions endorsed by Azimio coalition, who said waste of public funds is a chronic problem in the Kenya Kwanza government that needs to be addressed.
Kwa leo niliona kwa gazeti wakisema hii mafuriko hata kwa makali sana. Sasa tulikuwa tumeona kwa magazeti counties na serikali kuu wanaanza kupanga mikakati ya kutumia pesa. Na vile Bishop amesema, kuangalia ile matukio ya zamani yaliyotokea. Kukiwa na mambo kama haya, kumekuwa na uhalifu ama mpango wa kuiba. Either ile inaitwa kwa kizungu wrong prioritization of programs. Yani mipango inapangwa si kulingana na mahitaji ya vile hii hatari itakuwako. Ni mipango inapangwa kulingana na tutakula vipi hizi pesa. Sasa sisi tumewaandika kuambia lazima wakipanga ile mikakati yote wafuate zile taratibu zote za kutafuta zabuni, tenda na kila kitu ifanye kulingana na sheria zile ambazo zimewekwa na serikali upande wa mambo ya procurement na mambo ya fedha.
Others who appeared before the NADCO included National Parliamentary Caucus, who won the introduction of 11 and 27 extra counties and constituencies respectively during their presentation to enhance service delivery to the residents.
Tumewasilisha maombi ya kuwa kamati hii ya dialogue iweze kuzungumzia na kutekeleza na kuweka maanani haya maombi yetu ya kuwa jamii ya Itaso wanastahili wapate county, kwa sababu ukiangalia population watu wanatoshea Ukiangalia mambo ya culture, utamaduni wetu kama Wateso tuko tofauti kabisa.
Inaturuhusu ya kwamba boundaries za counties zinaweza kufanyiwa review, yani kuangaliwa upya na counties zingine zinaweza zalishwa.
Now comes the second phase of the committee together with the technical team to hack into the proposals as presented by the public so as to find a solution anchored on the 5 points as raised and discussed during submissions. All eyes focusing on the report they will prepare and submit to Parliament in less than 60 days as approved by the two houses.
Today marks the end of oral submission of the ongoing bipartisan talks at the Bomas of Kenya. Now focus shifts to both the technical and the dialogue teams, whose retreat is imminent to go draft a report to be submitted to the August House. Stanley Gloria, Lookuptv at the Bomas of Kenya, Nairobi.
Now, as the debate on the audit of the 2022 general elections intensifies, UDS Secretary General Cleophas Malala now says the ruling party will not support auditing of the 2022 general election. Now, the 2022 election audit was one of the demands by Azimio leader Raila Odinga as he called for nationwide anti-government protests.
Again, there is no need for introduction on our part.
Speaking on Tuesday at the Bomas of Kenya during the presentation of the UDS submissions to the National Dialogue Committee, Malala said the issue of the 2022 elections was already cleared.
It's first that on the issue of the 2022 elections, we are not in support of any audit. We are supporting the enactment of the Constitution, which provides for, if you think that the 2022 general elections were not fair enough, the provisions of the Constitution are very clear that you have an opportunity at the Supreme Court to go and challenge the decision of IBC. That was already done, and we are saying that that is water down the bridge. That is the position of Kenya Kwanza, that we are not opening up for any audit as pertains to the 2022 general elections. However, we are saying that we are open to discuss and audit the electoral process of Kenya because we need to be as fair as possible in the subsequent elections.
Malala, however, says UDS supports the entrenchment of the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office and the office of the Leader of the Opposition, adding that it will ensure inclusivity.
Lastly, we are in support of the entrenchment and establishment of the two offices. First, the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office, we are supporting that it should be entrenched in law. And second, we are supporting the establishment of the office of the Leader of Opposition. These will ensure that we do away with the winner takes it all mentality after an election. We want our country to feel more inclusive.
We've been able to present on the 2-that gender rule, and what we feel is that currently as we speak, in Parliament, we are not legally constituted as required as far matters to that gender rule is concerned. But I'm happy to state that the President, His Excellency, is really championing and ensuring that women have more numbers, both at an executive level and also at the Parliament level. We have a bill that is currently in Senate on the 2-that gender rule. We also have another committee that has been constituted by Her Excellency Aisha Juma, the Cabinet Secretary, Matters Gender, including other stakeholders. And
the call to audit the 2022 election gained momentum after the clergy and the political parties' liaison committee joined the push during submissions at the NADCO. PPLC said the audit will eliminate doubts about the results announced by IEBC. The bipartisan team on Monday agreed to have a law in place so that election servers are opened at the conclusion of a general election. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, police in Nakuru are holding 16 suspected criminal gang members after an intense sting operation on Monday night. Now, authorities have revealed that the suspects were picked from Kaptembwa and Rwanda slums after a tip-off from members of the public.
For a long time, criminal gangs in Kaptembwa and Rwanda areas in Nakuru have been terrorizing residents. Today, however, following a tip from members of the public, 16 gang members were arrested following an intense operation led by County Commissioner Samuel Ndenya.
Tumekuwa na operation ambayo ikiendelea, lakini jana tumeweza kufanikiwa kushika wahalifu 10 ambao walikuwa wamezuiliwa hapa Nakuru Police Station na 6 kule Ronda Police Station. Wote wamefika hapa, wote kwa ujumla ni 16 ambao tuko nao hapa. Tumeweza kuwashika na vifaa tofauti, vifaa butu, imitation za bunduki, those are toy pistols. Tumeweza kuwashika na visu, bangi na vifaa za kutumika kusokota bangi, vifaa mingi tu ambazo tumeweza kuwashika nazo. So tuko hapa, kesho watakuwa nafikishwa kotini na hii operation itaendelea. Kumekuwa na mambo hapa na pale kusema magengo yamerudi, lakini nashukuru wananchi wameweza kutupa taarifa kwa wakati ufaao na tumeweza kumove the speed, na ndio maana tumefanikiwa kupata hawa 16.
Kenya has now appealed to residents to be more observant of their surroundings and report suspicious activities to security agencies promptly.
Kama mtu akiwa na uoga kupiga report pale katika kituo cha polisi kuwa hiyo taarifa itamgeukia, wanipigie simu. And I think they're safe when calling me. I operate in an open office policy, so I'm reachable.
Aludagail, Lookuptv, Nakuru County.
All right, now the story by Aludagail takes us to our first break here on the Bottom Line KE. We will be back in a short while. Just a reminder that tonight we do have a conversation with Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei on his proposal to extend or increase the presidential term limit from 5 years to 7 years. So don't go too far. We'll be back in a few with more and also that.
We got good news for you. You have the opportunity to win up to 100,000 shillings cash money from Kuza Bees. It's easy to participate. Just open M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa, account number 825454, account name right, Lookuptv, then deposit 99 shillings only. Remember, the more you participate, the more the chances of winning. Hurry now and be one of the winners of the Daily Cash Awards.
This game is BCLB licensed and is not open to persons under the age of 18 years. Play responsibly.
As part of our service improvement strategies, the authority has adjusted its operating hours. In this regard, all NTSA banking halls and offices will operate Monday to Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Additionally, NTSA offices will remain open to the public on Saturday 30th September 2023 and Saturday 7th October 2023 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to enable number plate collection. We humbly request motor vehicle owners who have received message notifications on collections of reflective number plates to visit the centers they identified during the application process. For more information, visit our website at www.ntsa.go.ke. This information is brought to you by the Director General of NTSA. NTSA, keep our roads safe.
Are you looking for experts in waterproofing systems, concrete admixtures, flooring systems, refurbishment solutions, roofing, sealing and bonding, and building finishing systems? Look no more, as Sika Kenya got you covered. With over 113 years of experience, we offer our customers a comprehensive one-stop shop experience and the best technical support. Our products are available in all leading hardware stores and building merchants across the country. Call us today on 0711 140 232 or 0786 140 834 or email us on sales@ke.sika.com. Sika Kenya, building trust. Enjoy a getaway.
right. Thank you so much for staying with us here on the Bottom Line KE. Do engage us on our socials at Lookuptv, that is on Facebook, and we'll be able to sample some of your feedback as we continue the program tonight. Do tell us where you are watching us from and what you think about the stories you're running today, and whether you're in support for the extension of the presidential term limit from 5 years to 7 years. Let's continue the program tonight. Now, the long wait is finally over for Senator Gloria Oroba, who made a comeback to the Senate Assembly session after weeks of suspension. Now, Senate Speaker Amason Kingi explained that the Assembly received an order from Machakos Court to allow her back to the House, an issue that didn't settle well with other senators.
Minutes after she set her feet in the Senate Assembly, a looming strike was silently gaining attention in Kawangware, Nairobi County, where a group of women were lauding nominated Senator Gloria Oroba's efforts in championing for the welfare of the girl child. Chanting while carrying placards, they claimed that Oroba should be given a chance to work.
Nakuomba Spika, kwa unyenyekevu kama mumama, tafadhali ruhusu Gloria afanye kazi. Muruhusu afanye kazi. Kwa sababu Gloria anatuletea mama mashinani always. Munataka nini?
Nonetheless, the senator was not welcomed in the assembly as she expected. Several senators addressing the House were claiming that they do not understand on what legal grounds had Gloria come back.
There is somebody sitting just on the left side of Senator Kamau Murango that I want you to tell us whether the person is sitting there as a member of this House as considered right now.
Oroba was suspended from the House for 6 months after the senators adopted a decision made by the Powers and Privileges Committee. Now Senate Speaker Amason Kingi will rule on Wednesday whether the nominated senator will be accepted back into the House after Machakos Court quashed her suspension.
She moved by way of judicial review to challenge the decision of this House. That matter is pending. While the matter is pending, she managed to obtain restraining orders, conservatory orders, that whatever decision this Senate made, that decision remains stayed until further orders of the court.
However, distinguished senators have said that the decisions of the entire House should not be dictated by a court, since the two are independent bodies.
You have been asked as the Speaker of the Senate by the courts. Allow me to remind you, Mr. Speaker, sir, that it was never your decision. It was the decision of the plenary. And if the decision of plenary must be vacated, it can only be vacated because a motion has been moved to vacate that decision of the House.
Ruga Ival, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Gloria Ival, for that. Gloria Ival, no. Ruga Ival for that particular report. Thank you so much. Away from that, police in Kisii have arrested the main suspect in the brutal killing of Mary Kwamboka, a 71-year-old woman who tried to mediate a conflict between her worker and grandchild. Melvin Getembe visited the family that is now looking forward for justice to be served.
It is an incident that has left a family in Kisii County in pain, a quarrel that turned tragic with an employee murdering his boss. In a bid to unravel the events that led to the heinous act, we set foot to Ikuruma village, Kitutu Chache North constituency in Kisii County. Cloud of sorrow, a somber mood engulfs the airwaves. We are welcomed to Mary Kwamboka's homestead in Kisii County with tears of agony. It is a bizarre yet a disturbing incident that left residents in disbelief, a quarrel that emanated from a 2,000 Kenya shillings the accused says the deceased grandchild had stolen. Sharon, not her real name, the grandchild to the deceased, narrates that the main suspect, Bernard Gwaro Nyaseti, an employee at the deceased homestead, arrived while drunk, lamenting about his 2,000 shillings that he says Sharon had stolen. An argument between him and his employee's child ensued. It is when the argument became heated that Mary Kwamboka decided to intervene and solve the dispute between her grandchild and her employer Bernard Gwaro Nyaseti, Little did she know that the intervention could leave her dead.
Akaambia wabeti mimi nitoka shule nikakuja nikamwibia pesa zake kutoka kwa room yake pale alikuwa analala. Ndio akakuja tu baba akamwambia simuulizi saa hii utangoja hadi kesho ndio nimuulize. Akamwambia ndio akashika akapasulia simu yake huko jikoni. Ndio after kutoka hapo akatumwagia maji moto ndio akashika akanatuchapa nikamsukuma zile nimemsukuma ameanguka huko kwa dirisha. Nikaenda kushika baba mkono tutoke nje akatusukuma tena tukaanguka chini. Nikapata space ya kutoka nikatoka nje kwenda kupiga nduru alikuwa anachapa na baba hapo tu chini.
As if it was not enough, the now alleged murderer Bernard Gwaro Nyaseti sent text messages to Charles Nyaoga, the child to the deceased, and also a DCI offices. Messages that Nyaoga to inform him of his mother's death. Messages that Nyaoga reveals to us. According to Nyaoga, the suspect vanished without a trace after committing the heinous act, forcing them to report the matter to the nearest police station, where a manhunt commenced leading to his arrest.
The deceased ambao ni mamangu anaitwa Mary Kwamboka Nyaoga. Nilipokea habari za kifo chake kutoka kwa mwenye alimuua. Alinipigia kitu kama 8:30 akaniambia nimeua mama yako. Na akasima simu. Baadaye kama saa 9:45 in the morning akanipigia simu tena akaniandikia message akaniambia nimemuua mama yako. So mimi nilikuwa niko Mombasa, nikatoka tukaanza kumtafuta huyu jamaa. Tumtafuta the whole day. Tulikuja kumkamata kitu kama saa 11:30. Wakati tulimkamata tukamuoji, tukampeana kwa DCI Kisii Marani. Ndio sasa yako korokoroni mpaka leo.
With the pain of losing their mother for 2,000 shillings, the family has been left pleading with the government through relevant authorities to expedite investigations and accord justice to their mother.
Kitu tunasema DCI wafanye uchunguzi wao wa haki.
The body of the deceased has been preserved at Kisii Referral Hospital, while the suspect is being held in Rioma Police Station to aid the officers with the investigations.
Well, this was the last place where the deceased spent her last moments before her life was cut short. The DCI, Directorate of Criminal Investigations, had launched investigations as the accused still stay in custody. Mavin Getembe, Lookuptv.
Now, thank you, Mavin Getembe, for that particular report. Away from that, the Kenya Bureau of Standardization, KEBS, and the Anti-Counterfeit Authority have jointly rubbished claims that counterfeited and contaminated rice was released in the Kenyan market under unclear circumstances. Now, responding to queries by the Trade and Investment Committee of the National Assembly, the two agencies have noted the release of the said rice was given the green light after undergoing all the required quality tests and assurance. Henry Tende now reports.
After one of the local media houses published information that implicated the Kenya Bureau of Standardization KEBS and the Anti-Counterfeit Authority in an alleged release in the market of counterfeited and contaminated rice held at the port of Mombasa, the two government agencies were summoned by the Trade and Investment Committee to shed light on the matter that has now gained public attention. First on the chopping board was Robin Cherargei, the CEO of the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, who strongly dismissed the allegations as malicious.
The articles published on August 25, 2023 contained sensational and misleading information that has the potential to tarnish the reputation of the authority and its officials unfairly.
Maintaining the integrity of the authority in the whole process, Cherargei is adamant the rice in question was certified fit for human consumption after being subjected to rigorous quality tests by a number of government agencies.
The rice importation was subjected to rigorous scrutiny and evaluation by reputable government agencies, including the Kenya Bureau of Standards, Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, KEFIS, and the Kenya Nuclear Regulatory Authority. These agencies, acting within their statutory mandates, confirmed that the imported rice was fit for human consumption, contained in their respective analysis report.
Cherargei's statement corroborated by the Kenya Bureau of Standardization Acting Managing Director Esther Ngari. Ngari insisting the rice was in the country legally and that it was fit for human consumption at the time it was released in the market.
Upon review of the test report, it was established that the rice complied with the requirements of Grade 1 requirements of KS-EAS 128-2017 Kenya Standard Specification for milled rice.
The two agencies have attributed the misleading information released by the said media house to infighting and competition between two business entities.
The sequence of events that led to the seizure of the rice commenced on July 26, 2022, when Capoeira Industries Limited formally complained with the authority. The crux of their grievance revolved around allegations of intellectual property abuse, prompting the authority to initiate an investigation and subsequently seize the entire rice consignment on August 31st, 2023.
Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Henry Tende, for that. Now, President William Ruto has lauded a new resolution approved by the UN Security Council authorizing a foreign security mission to intervene in Haiti. Ruto said he hopes the multinational security support mission Kenya is leading will provide a different footprint in the history of international interventions in Haiti.
On the 21st of September, I stood before the General Assembly of the United Nations to express the case for the United Nations Security Council to deliver a framework that would facilitate the deployment of a multinational security support mission to Haiti as part of a holistic multilateral response to the challenges faced by the nation. The resolution marks an important moment in the history of global multilateralism as we engage in international collective action that places human security and dignity at the same level as state security and sovereignty and enables the nations of the world to discharge a collective moral duty of securing justice and security for all peoples of all nations. The people of Haiti, our dear friends, today stand in need. It is our fundamental moral obligation to be their friend indeed by standing with them. Our nation possesses excellent international peace-mediating, peacemaking, peace-building, and peacekeeping credentials. From East Timor and the former Yugoslavia to Eritrea and Angola, all the way to Sierra Leone, we have always stood ready and willing to do our part to bring peace, security, and stability.
All right, away from that. Butonge Boys High School in Bungoma has witnessed significant damage due to heavy rainfall on Monday night. Now the El Nino rains have left them without learning materials and kitchen appliances.
Learning activities at Butonge High School in Sirisia, Bungoma County came to a halt after their classes were badly damaged due to heavy rains. School Principal Moses Kachisa has stated that the El Nino rains have affected at least 300 students and left some teachers in the cold after their home roofs were carried away.
Kachisa Moi, mwalimu mkuu wa shule ya upili ya AC Butonge, ambayo jana iliathirika na mkasa wa mvua ya El Nino mwendo wa saa 8:30, na haikuchukua muda maana palitokea upepo mkali peperusha paa za madarasa, bweni moja na nyumba ambazo walimu wanaishi. Kando na hayo kulikuwa na miti katika shule ambayo pia iling'olewa, na uzuri ni kwamba haikupata chochote cha kuathiri, maana ikiwa ingeangukia magari au nyumba zingine au hata wanafunzi ama mifugo, basi tungekuwa tumehesabu hasara kubwa sana. Na takriban madarasa 7 yote yameng'olewa pa.
My name is Timothy Muyeho, Deputy Principal AC Butonge. I'm also a teacher here. It's the highest time that the national government, even the county government, and any other well-wishers should come in and assist us as a school. Both financial and any other support, because like we don't have now structures on the compound.
The school is now calling for well-wishers to come to their aid as they seek to rebuild. Ivy Wangulu, Lookuptv.
Let's get sporty tonight. Kenya Women's National Rugby Kenya Leonesses team head coach Dennis Mwanja has named a 12-player squad ahead of the Africa Women Rugby Sevens scheduled for 14th to 15th November 2023 in Tunis, Tunisia. Now the tournament will serve as part of the 2024 Olympic qualifiers. Some of the players in the team will also join the team in Dubai for the World Rugby Championship.
The current administration at Football Kenya Federation has proven beyond reasonable doubt that they do not have the capacity to ensure that we can host a successful event. I'm saying that because they have refused to comply with the law, that's the Sports Act 2013, which is an integrity issue.
It is only in soccer here in Kenya where you find pretenders coming to manage the game. Not any other sports. When you look deeply, when you go to volleyball, you go to athletics, and you go to all these other games, swimming and blah, blah, you find the right people are the ones who are there. But it's only in football where people come from nowhere. And with this, I want to ask the delegates who are coming to elect the officials in the coming election next year. That is if the CS has also done its best and put in an electoral code and election board to make sure, I'm asking the delegates to make sure that they put the right.
Now, Kenyan retired footballers have raised concern on the FKF administration's ability to be part of the Pamoja bid team, citing lack of capacity in terms of skills, personnel and intelligence. Now, the former football pros insist that the same regime was responsible for failure to host Africa Nation Championship in 2018.
We are going even more harder because this, us qualifying for the Olympic, it really means a lot to the ladies and also to the 15th team. So it's not just all about the R7s, it's about all the women's rugby.
So we do apologize for that particular mix-up. The story that was just running a few minutes ago is about RUTO 2024 Paris that I'd read earlier. And the one that you saw was the football legends cry, right? Now, from that, the second round of the 2023-2024 UEFA Champions League group stages is set to continue tonight. Union Berlin will host Slavia Braga, while Inter Milan will lock horns with Benfica PSV. Now we'll also play Sevilla. Danish champions Copenhagen will tackle German giants Bayern Munich, while Manchester United will face off Galatasaray. Italian champions Napoli will play Real Madrid, and Lens will face off Arsenal. All right, now, yes, we are done with sports. Time for that conversation tonight, and I do want to leave you with that here on the Bottom Line KE. Earlier on, we did speak to Senator of Nandi County, that is Samson Cherargei, on his take on the presidential term limit debate, which is one of his proposals to the National Dialogue Committee. But before I leave you with that particular interview, let me take some of your feedback